Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. We are outside for our first garden tour. There's not a whole lot that's going on, but I want to show you what is done, where we are, and everything at this point is in the ground. It is in dirt, and we are just waiting for things to grow. So let me turn this camera around. I'm going to start up front where we have our flower garden and a few other things. So I popped some random things up there yesterday. So I'm going to take you up front and show you that first. And here we are. So there's already a bunch of weeds growing up, which I need to pull, but I thought I'd show it to you where it is. So we have snapdragons. These are actually ones that I bought last fall and had at my friend's house, and they survived the winter and they are now growing here, and I think they're super pretty. We have got some irises that a customer gave my husband that are blooming beautifully. I'm thinking they're all going to be purple. This one iris right here is one I brought from California. I have some gladiolus peeking up out of the back that I'm hoping are going to do well. What else is plugged back here? I have this big leafy thing, I forget what it's called. But those I'm going to have popped throughout here. There's mint. I did not plant that. I keep pulling it out, but it is what it is. I did put in some comfrey back here because I didn't have another place for it. I planted some ranunculus corms, and I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I don't think they've come up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I did plant one zinnia little seedling right here. This is a weed that I'm actually allergic to, so I have to put gloves on to pull, and that is kind of popping up here. These grow super fast. These are from the winter. We have some pansies that are doing beautifully. These are ones again that I brought over from my friend's house that we had over the winter, and they're doing great. Let's see here, more irises, and then you're gonna laugh at this right there, which you can barely see because it's kind of purplish, is a tomato plant. I had an extra one, and it's the Berry's Crazy Cherry. So if that actually takes off, then I'll put a stake in here and try to grow tomatoes there. My calla lily looks like it's dying out. I don't think this was the best location for it. And then a few more of these big leafy things. So there's just a lot going in here. We have a yeah, I think that's a marigold right there. Nope, that's a marigold for sure. The other one might be a marigold as well. And I did put one little bunch of dill right there. I also just got my aloe vera planted up, potted up. It's been getting a little too much water, so I'm hoping having it up here in a container will help dry it out a little bit. Even with the big tall weeds, it is looking rather adorable. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the backyard, and we are going to check out all the things that have been planted. Again, everything's pretty newly planted. Some things are taking off. A plant that I had gotten from somebody had some disease on it, so I cut some off. The seeds are starting to sprout. All the things are happening, which is awesome. So I'm going to turn this camera around. So when you come up through the back, you have our buckets here. We have our buckets here. And then we have our patio with our green stalks and the bed. So I'm going to show you each one of these and kind of just take you along on what is growing. We'll start over here first. So I went ahead and bought a couple of tomatoes. This is a Cherokee Purple that I had bought. I will hopefully get tomatoes off of that first. A regular basil. These marigolds I started from seed. They have grown a lot. And then this tomato plant is one that had diseases. I went ahead and I trimmed off the leaves that had the disease looking thing. I am starting to get some aphids. So if you're in the Northwest Arkansas area, I'd love to know if you get ladybugs or praying mantis eggs from somewhere. I had a spot in California, but I do not here. But I took off a lot of those leaves. It looks a little sad right now, but that should perk up. If it keeps showing signs of disease, I'm pulling that one, and I'll move that tomato from out back up here. But it just is what it is. Okay, so over here, I have these in because we have squirrels, and I'm hoping that it'll leave my baby seedlings alone. I need to get some stuff to hang back here. But I have more marigolds down in the front. This one has a lettuce leaf basil. I believe that's my Berries Crazy Cherry, and I believe that's Trip L Crop. I might be a little wrong there. And then I had an Arkansas Traveler over here and a Berries Crazy Cherry. So it's one of those. I have a basil and marigolds staggered. These I'm trying these trellises out this year for. These I'm doing the pull for, and we'll see how it works. In here, I have white cucumber seeds, and I think it's called Sikkim, S-I-K-K-I-M, I believe. They're good for stir fry and for fresh eating. They're cucumbers. I did go ahead, these haven't come up yet though. I did go ahead and dig one out that was a volunteer at my friend's house where I had my miniature white cucumbers before, which is what I have planted here. So we'll see if that takes off. That's going to be the trellis. I could use way more trellis here, but we're just doing the best we can this year. Okay, so here we have peppers. Now I have these planted rather close together, but peppers like to hold hands, and I'm going to be fertilizing these and making sure I water well. These are a bunch of sweet peppers, so I haven't had this one. This is a cornito pepper, and look, I already have some. I pulled off most of my flowers of things that I had planted, but that one I let go. Habanada pepper, excited for this. Oh, I think we have our first flowers about to pop there. This is a not a pino, so not a hot. Habanada is a sweet habanero, not hot. And then not a pino is a jalapeno with no heat. Shishito has a tiny bit of heat, but I have some seeds coming up, flowers coming up on that. I have a sweet banana pepper that I had split. There were two next to each other, and so that's still trying to get its life back there. And then I just put a marigold in the middle. This bucket, again, I have a pinwheel in here to keep things out, hopefully. But I have some radishes planted along the edge here in strips. And then I have a Palermo zucchini and a lemon squash that I have planted in here. And I plan on putting a pole in here with the lemon squash because those grew pretty tall. But hopefully the radishes will help keep squash bugs away a little bit. We will see. We're going to come back over here now. No pole beans yet, but this is the structure that I'm doing for my pole beans. And nothing has sprouted quite yet. I did not soak the seeds though. We did get a lot of rain afterwards, but we'll see. This is going to be peas. It will have the twine just like the beans do. I do see our first little pea popping up right there. So that's exciting. We should have more coming up soon. My asparagus, and then I had a piece of cardboard over this bin until this morning with those rocks sitting on top because we had gotten rain. And I just sprinkled carrot seeds. And if you look, we have some very pale carrot seedlings all popping up all throughout. Now they're pale because they haven't been getting sun. But now that this is off, they should green up pretty quickly. And it looks like lots of them germinated, which is awesome. And I have another pinwheel to keep birds and squirrels away. Now, I planted the Pusa Asadi, I believe it's a dark purple carrot to try to help with the heat. So it's a little later, I guess, for carrots. They can get hot. Like, you want something that's going to do good in the warm season. I have some carrots that say not for spring planting, so I did not plant those. I did plant a red one, I think, to try a little bit. I sprinkled some of that, but most of these are the Pusa Sati because they say that they deal better with the heat. And so hopefully we still get some good yummy carrots. I'm learning here. And so I'm excited to try these out and hopefully have successful carrots. But yes, this garden should produce a lot of food, which is exciting. So right next to us, I'm going to flip the camera back again. I'm going to show you this bed. So our onions are doing well. They need to be weeded. I have white, red, and yellow onions in here. So again, they just need to be weeded, but these are from Dixondale Farm. They are growing like crazy, which is awesome. I planted some more sweet peppers here. So I have another banana pepper. I have a giant Marconi, and then, oh, what is that one? A giant Marconi. Oh, that's another shishito pepper right here. And then a habanada. And then hiding down, very small down here, you can see its little head right there, is a jalapeno or not a pino. So we'll see how that does. I'm going to bring it down. I have a row here where that stick is coming up. And I am just barely starting to see some of these yellow leaves popping up today. And these are going to be golden beets, which is exciting. So I have a row of golden beets. I have a row of radishes. And I have a row of turnips planted here. Now, that's a walking onion that's laying all over. I had just transplanted it from the green stalks. So I'm hoping that it's going to pick itself back up and do well. I'm a little worried about that. I may just go ahead and trim one side of it and see what happens. But right now I'm letting it do its thing. Next to it though, I thought I had planted two calendula here. One here and one here. But I think I misread my paper, and I think I have a calendula and a zinnia. So we'll see. That is pineapple sage right there, super delicious. And we have dill. And we have our walking onion, and I have a couple of marigolds popped in here. I have 3 okra plants. 1, 2, and 3. And then somebody had given me a bunch of tomatoes that were all put together. So I just went ahead and planted them right there. We'll see if they do anything. And then the mint that will not go away. There's mint all throughout this bed. So I'm really hoping these plants survive and I just keep harvesting mint. It is what it is. Our next stop and our last stop are our green stalks. And I just finished this one today. I went ahead and added more soil, lifted up my strawberry starts to try to get them up higher so they're getting more sun. I am having an aphid problem on my strawberries, but I only have I have 9, I think, that came back from last year. And then I have some bare root strawberries from Stark Brothers, where I got these from a previous year, and I'm going to try to get these replanted. And then I also think I'm going to try to cover this in the winter, so we'll see. So the bottom tier is full, the top tier has 3, and then this right now is empty, and I will hopefully get more in there. This planter is so full of all different kinds of food. I honestly lost track of what is what in some of the spots, but I'm going to try to do my best. I know what's planted. So I know we have nasturtium. We have 3 nasturtiums popped in here in different places. We have some lettuce leaf basil. I believe this is the greens chimsui or something like that. I know I have Thai basil and holy basil planted. Not sure what that is exactly. I have some kale. Another one of those plants. I have some red leaf mustard. Believe that might be collards right there. I have some Swiss chard across the bottom. More mustard. Another kale. I have a habanero. This is a spicy pepper, so I'm not touching that one. Let's see what else we got. I think this one is my green mustard. Kale, some more basils. I have some celery here and some celery here. I have a Swiss chard there. Basil. I'm going to bring you back around this other way because we're going to lose focus. Swiss chard, more kale, either collards or mustard. I do have a spinach in here as well. One little pouch of spinach. I think that's another greens. So lots and lots of yummy food is going to come out of this bin as well. And it's funny, I have almost all my leaf stuff growing in here, but this bin is amazing. So this is actually lemon thyme. Let's see, this is regular thyme. Yeah, that's regular thyme, and this is the lemon thyme. Lemon thyme is kind of variegated, where the regular one is not the English thyme. Now these are from my friend's garden. These are the ones we planted last year. And I took a shovel and I chopped a bunch out of it. And then hers is growing like crazy. Mine took off and is growing like crazy. So I'm actually going to start harvesting this pretty soon, especially with our temperatures warming up. I really don't want this to go to flower yet. I want to get some stuff harvested. I have a trailing rosemary that I had bought really early in the season, and it is doing extremely well. And then I have 3 pouches of Italian oregano. It just worked out that way. So hopefully we get lots of oregano from that. I went ahead and I planted my agastache in here. We'll see, they're still super babies. But I went ahead and transplanted them out because we're going to be gone for a few days. And I don't want to have somebody come in and worry about that. So, I mean, that's another agastache. It's super small. So we'll see if it survives. And then what I'm doing is I was going to do 1 mint per tier, but I think some of my tiers are going to share. This is, let's see, this one's spearmint. So I'm going to need to trim this pretty soon. It was really root bound, but I need to trim that one. The next tier has chocolate mint, and the chocolate mint, I took some of its arms and I fed it through. My goal is that spearmint is going to spread and fill up this whole tier. And then same thing with the chocolate mint. Then I have some pineapple mint, and this pineapple mint doesn't spread the same way. So I have a strawberry mint coming in from Stark Brothers because I can't find it around here. And the pineapple mint and strawberry mint will share a tier. And then I have good old just regular peppermint. So I need to harvest some of this too. It was really root bound. On the bottom, I pretty much have cilantro, and then I have one blue scotch curl kale down there. I went ahead up here, I did a calendula as well up here. And I went ahead and planted this cilantro that I bought at the store that was really past planting. So it's almost time to not have cilantro because it doesn't really grow at the same time. So cilantro doesn't really grow at the same time as tomatoes and everything else that you want for salsa, but we'd like to have it with that, so I try to push it as much as possible. I am going to do microgreens, which I got so busy with everything else, I killed my microgreens. But I'm hoping to have microgreens of cilantro growing inside, or maybe I'll actually have a pot of it growing inside. We'll see. But that is it. That is the garden tour, our first one of 2025, really. We have so much stuff planted. I feel so thankful. We have been here now at our place for 3 months as of the 14th of this month. And between trying to get inside settled, the garden set up, all the things, it has been very busy, but it is very nice to come out. And I'm looking forward to sitting here watching this garden grow, cooking on the Blackstone this summer, and just enjoying my coffee and spending time with my husband and whoever else comes over. So this is the space. I hope you tag along for future garden tours and to see what's happening. If you are new, I am new to the Northwest Arkansas area. This is I gardened, moved here, we've been here 1 year, and we came from California, which is very dry. It doesn't rain all summer and things like that, so we're in a big learning curve. Right now we're renting. We plan to buy hopefully in the future, and we are renting at a duplex, and they're allowing us to have gardens, to garden in the beds, and as long as it's not a permanent structure, we can do it. And so I'm super excited and blessed about that, to be able to do my homesteading stuff, but in a rented space. So follow along on our journey, and I can't wait to share everything that this year holds. We'll see you on the next video.